Alright, hey guys, GoblinMaxer here, and bit of medium news. Yesterday, I dislocated my shoulder, uh, but I'll get more into that later. You can see I'm doing something a bit different today. Oh, hello. I'm playing on a modded server. Uh, Actually, wait, no. I'm playing with mods on a vanilla server. The server's called, let's see, Alma Miner. Been playing on this server like for a while, but I'm just starting to get back into it because I took a bit of a hiatus. I just want to try something different because playing by myself is a bit, lame and boring. So hopefully this is a bit more entertaining. You can see people are unlocking achievements left and right in the chat, and that's cool. Good for them. They can, complete the game at record speeds, but see, I think I was over there actually, and I need to get back over there. Unfortunately, there is a trident drowned somewhere over here, and it's probably gonna snipe me as I get back over. Either that or it's not. Hopefully it doesn't, which would be awesome, because that means I don't have to, gather all my stuff again. The answer is it probably is. But to preface the story I'm about to tell, I've gotten really into mountain biking recently. Uh, and by really into mountain biking, I mean like I ride like once every day for like an hour. So I'd say that that's pretty into it. That's pretty into it. That's dedication, right? If it was once every other day, it would be like, well, what the heck are you doing? But once every day, that's, dedication to the grind, dedication to the struggle. And I do it for like an hour. But I don't know what it is, but I've always had this like ever since the first day, I've always had this inclination to take insanely stupid risks with no upside whatsoever. Like, oh, dude, I could take this trail that's just filled with gravel, filled with divots, filled with dirt, dust, whatever the heck that would make it pretty much like disregarding the own life to ride on. And I'm just like, you know what? You only live once, let's do it. And every single time I've made that decision, I've like fallen off the bike, gotten thrown off the bike, gotten injured, etc. And it's overall just been like a kind of a miserable experience. But it's been manageable. Like my chain flies off, I just rechain it, I put the chain back on. Uh, like I fall off the bike, I land in some sticks and twigs, and it's fine. But yesterday I decided to do something a bit different. I was like, well, okay, I don't necessarily want to go in the trails again because every time I go on trails, I've gotten my butt handed to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ride on the roads because that's safer. And the thing about riding on the roads is it would seem, like a bit more chill because it's like, it's paved. There's no risk of slipping out, and you got all this space with the bike lane or the sidewalk. The sidewalk's a bit safer, but sometimes you just get the bike lane, and that's all right. That's nice. But the only downside to road biking is that typically you have to share the road with cars. And this initially doesn't seem like, a huge setback. Like, oh, so what? I gotta share, you know, I gotta share where I ride with a few cars. Like, so what? Who cares? Uh, I think the only caveat to that is, where I live. I mean, I'm not gonna drop the location, but uh, we aren't necessarily known for our great drivers here. So you'll get people that, turn on a left indicator in the middle lane and then hang a right, those kinds of people. Very awesome, very great, especially if you are trying to stay alive and not die. Uh, I should probably steer away from sarcasm. I'm not very good at that, nor do I want to be. Sarcasm is like it's a superpower for losers, if I had to say. Uh, as you can imagine, I'm just grinding it out. on the road with all the cars to the left of me, zooming by at 40 miles per hour, like, and I mean, it is awesome. It is pretty fun. Of course, yeah, because I was such a genius. I was like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set my route such that I go over the biggest hill in the city, and then after I do that, uh, I'm gonna go right back the way I came, so I gotta go over the hill again. It was a very awesome route in theory, because I'd get a lot of work in, and I'd get those insane shredded biker cows that everyone's always fawning over. But how it actually went was a little bit differently, because as I was descending this huge hill, or it's a second hill after this huge hill, uh, I make the brilliant move to ooh, is that iron? That is iron. I make the brilliant move to hit my front brake really hard on this steep downhill. And for reference, the steep downhill, jeez, what is it, like 15% grade? I would say, or just like I think that's like 7 degrees if you're more of a math guy, which I understand. But yeah, 7 degree downhill, and then I'm just like, you know what I'm gonna do to slow down? I'm gonna press my front brake really hard, sends me forward on the bike, and in my brilliance and Carlson like strategy and planning, I'm like, you know what? I'm in a bit of a precarious situation. I'm gonna stop braking. I'm gonna stop braking. Good decision. Good decision. I'm gonna recollect my thoughts. Always good. You have time. You have time. You want the bike to cruise. You want the bike to cruise forward a little bit, just so you can forky. Why would you? Okay, whatever. And then here's the real jewel of the crown here. I press the forward brake again, sending me over the handlebars of the bike, but not over enough such that it's just me, like just over enough such that the bike trips up my legs. I go down face forward, and I end up landing like halfway in between the bike lane and the road. So I will preface this by acknowledging, like, if there was a car like behind me not paying attention, there's a solid chance that I could have like gotten. There's a solid chance I might not be here for this video, but thankfully there was no one there. So what I experienced next, it wasn't, like, that the end of like my journey on the planet Earth, but it was a bit of something else, and let me tell you, it wasn't exactly fun either. Ooh, speaking of not fun, we got an underwater cave that we gotta mine through. Hooray. Yeah, so I'm down face first on the ground. Thank goodness I don't lose consciousness, because that would have been, I think they would have had, like, some bystander would have called the ambulance, and that would have been horrible, because I would have been footed with a bill. It would have been like $40,000. It would have been miserable to have to deal with. Okay, we're in a cave. Let's focus up here a bit. We could go over there. We don't have that many resources. I'd rather not. I think we'll just chill here. Yeah, I'm just trying my best to get out of the way of any cars that might be coming up behind me. And as I try to do so, I'm like, wait a second, my left arm isn't working. So I have to like push myself up with like my right arm diagonally just so I can like roll over onto the side of the road. And you can see they have like a little inside joke. It's whatever. I mean, personally, I think it's whatever. But personally, I think it's a bit crude. I think they shouldn't be doing that. Okay, let me down here. Thank you. I get up on the side of the road with my bike, and I'm like, why can't I move my left arm? Why is my left arm hurting? I feel my shoulder. It is bulging forward in this grotesque fashion, such that it's like, imagine putting your shoulder forward, but imagine doing it like at least like 5 inches more than you can. That's basically what my shoulder was like. Uh, and it was like, oh my God. I popped my shoulder out of its socket, and I have absolutely no clue how to put it back. And of course, brilliant idea on my end. My pant pockets were too small, so I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna bring a phone today. I never get any serious injuries, when I'm out riding my bike. So I think I'll skip it. I think I'll wait the freaking heck. There's a woodland mansion there. Who's in there? Someone's already in there. How did I not notice that? That's crazy. It was a horrible idea in retrospect. Now I'm always going to be bringing my phone. And if the pants are a problem, I'm not going to not bring the phone. I'm just going to change the pants. They were probably wondering how I was able to, make it back with this injury because, you're stuck out here with with a pop shoulder. Like, you can't ride the bike back like that. Like, how are you going to get back? And the answer was, I literally just, well, I was just sitting there in pain thinking, and I was about to cry, dude. This is like a miserable pain. Like, at first, it's like, okay, yeah, something's wrong. Then after a while, you're just like, geez, this is just painful, and I ain't stopping. And I don't know. Shut up, fan. Sorry, my fan likes to squeak a little, and I gotta punch it so it stops squeaking. But I had this flash of genius, and this time it's not sarcastic. This was actually a flash of genius. I was like, well, hold on. First off, I'll like sling my arm with my other arm because that alleviates the pain. But I know I've heard before that you really gotta like pop it back into place. That's how you fix it. So I was like, okay. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm in so much pain, I'm so miserable that I'm just gonna like, I don't know, like lift my arm above my head and hope it slides back into place. And as soon as it clicks back into place, I'm like, oh my goodness. Thank heavens. Thank heavens. Because that, as soon as it just snapped back, it felt so much better. It felt so much better. And if you're wondering, yeah, it is literally like it snaps back in there. And I understand that like sounds, what? Diamonds already, bro. This is crazy. I'm hacking, bro. Not actually though, don't report me. But I like snap it back into place. Uh I really wish there was more adrenaline because it was painful, but like afterwards when I was biking back, like the biking did make it feel better, thankfully. But as soon as I stopped biking, oh my goodness, the pain was so much, dude. It was uh, like I don't know what it is, like the blood flowing through your muscles or whatnot, but it really just helps. It really just helps with forgetting the pain. But yeah, when I got back home, didn't tell my parents at all what had happened because I didn't want them to be super worried. But honestly, if you do that in real life, you should probably get someone's help. Uh, I mean, of course, I'm just toughing it out because I don't know, like I want to or something. But in all honesty, you should probably get help for that type of stuff. And yeah, I took an ibuprofen to relieve the pain, and I iced it a little. And so far, honestly, not that bad. Not that bad. Oh, no way. Someone acknowledged me. I've been trying to stay covert this whole time. But yeah. Honestly, I think I'm gonna mine these diamonds and call it an episode because I was still here's a wild part. Like you might not believe me when I say this, but I've been in the server for 5 years, but I haven't talked a single time to any of these people. They're saying I'm cheating. All right. I did a bit more mining, but honestly, ending the episode with 2 diamonds, I think I'm just gonna call it here. Next episode, I'll probably do a bit of a cut to when, I get a bit more materials and I get a house. But anyways, if you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And yeah, that's all I got. See ya.